Hi, I'm Luke.
I'm Kyle.
Hey, I'm Ross.
And we're the Dirty Nil, and we're hanging out with Rob from Front Row Live. BAM!
I was just listening to Spotify yesterday, a different band yesterday, and then you guys popped up right after, and I was like,
Oh, fuck yeah.
holy shit.
We can swear, right?
You can say whatever you want. Trophy Eyes
Oh, okay.
from Australia.
Buddies from Australia.
Afterwards, I saw that you guys toured or something with them out in Australia.
No, we didn't.
We met up with
Oh,
them
Warped
there,
Tour,
though.
okay.
Yeah.
We played Unify out in Australia in January or early February of 2017, and we met up with John and the boys for a pint out in the bush there, yeah?
Yeah.
Good times.
Nice, yeah. Like the track came out, which is the new single, "Bathe in Light," and I was just like, "Who are these guys?" Like, and then I saw that you guys were in town. I had to jump in. So
Thank
thanks
you, Rob.
for
We
having me,
appreciate
guys.
that.
Thanks for having me, guys. But I'm very disappointed in myself that you guys are working on your third album, and I'm barely finding out about you guys. So
It's basically like our second. It's like our second .5 album because like the album we just released last year is called Minimum R&B, available wherever fine records are sold. But that is a compilation of all of our early 7 inches. So it's mostly just kind of like a recap on our earlier stuff. This is the second studio album that we're doing. Yes.
Got it. So before we actually talk about the album, talk to me about the new single, "Bathe in Light." Tell me about the creative process behind it, and who did you guys go into the studio to work on it?
We did it with a guy named John Goodmanson from Seattle. He's the man. Great guy. Got a lot of good stories.
JG. Made him watch Metallica documentaries, and then he loved it.
The song's genesis was I think we were in a van somewhere in Europe, and I don't know, we started writing down on the back of some guitar strings, and then by sound check had a bit of a riff with some a little bit of attitude on it, and then one time I just came into Ross's room with my acoustic guitar. He was there. And I was just like, yo, I got a fucking chorus for the children. And he said, fuck yeah, bud, we're going to be fucking millionaires.
Then I was like, tell me, Daddy.
And that's exactly how it went down.
Tell me, Mr. Avocado.
And that's how it was created.
Yeah.
And this is in promotion of the upcoming album, Master Volume, that will be dropping September 14th, I believe.
Got it.
So, how different is this album compared to the previous work that you guys have put out so far?
It's louder. It's better. We practiced a lot more. We're like over the moon about it. It's really good. We're really excited to get it out and have people hear it.
Now, you guys kind of had the opportunity to go out on tour with Alexis on Fire and Against Me and a lot of other big acts like that. Did they put in any influence in this upcoming album?
I'd say that just in general, playing in bigger spaces informed the arrangements and just the overall songs of this album, this piece of brilliance that we're about to release. But it's we watching bands like Against Me play every night and seeing how powerful you can be with a little bit of simplicity and playing all together. It definitely creeped its way in to the way we arrange the songs, and playing in big spaces has changed us and made us completely spoiled assholes musically and with regards to our demands backstage and our hummus plates.
We learned that we just have to rock really hard. I think we're really well received for both audiences, and we're just doing what we're doing. I'm curious to see how we're going to influence their next records.
That's the best answer I've heard.
Very, very curious to see that. So you're welcome to them.
So when you guys went into the studio for this record, like, because it's louder, because it's harder, like, what were some of the challenges that you guys faced while creating these tracks?
I don't even know. It was kind of like a blur because we were touring a lot, and then Ross joined the band, and we were just like going with the flow. The songs came together real quick once we got our foot down. Luke would know more than me on this side.
What about when Ross, that transition of having Ross coming into the band, you guys were still working on that record. So, I mean, what was that chemistry like?
Ross brought the booty shaking. He brought the groove, man. He brought the groove. I mean, there's a lot of 4 on the floor for sure. We are a fucking rock and roll band. Right. But Ross makes the booties shake. And I mean, I can say that there's a lot of conversations that I was witness to between the two funk brothers here on my right about making shit bounce because I mean, we celebrate all rock and roll, from your Minor Threats to your Sugar Rays. So I mean, and everything in between. But nothing beyond that. So I mean, we were yeah, we were fucking really well rehearsed when we went into the studio. We just banged it out fast. We had more fun kind of screwing around with different guitar tones and bass tones and having fun doing the vocals, and we had a saxophone come in to just create some mayhem on a couple tracks.
Was that the first time that you guys had an instrument like a sax?
Yeah.
Oh hell yeah!
Yeah, thanks to Connor for doing that. He killed it.
Yeah, we didn't really have much. There was not really a whole lot of guesswork to be done by the time we got to the studio. Yeah. Most of it was pretty airtight from the amount of practicing that we had done. But there was a little bit of time, a little bit of room left to just kind of arrange one or two songs in the studio. You don't want to have things like too nailed down before you go to the studio, because it's no fun. So, but we definitely had done our fucking homework, man.
Was there any particular song that really like got reworked once you guys hit the studio?
The last song in the album is called Evil Side, and it's our magnum opus of white noise, and that was definitely a creation in the studio. I had the basic parts of the song, but it came together as a group effort with our producer, John, in terms of making it crescendo into a white noise oblivion at the very end of the album. Very much so. I think we were going for, or at least I was, in my mind, going for like the, if anybody has seen the movie Eraserhead, George Lynch movie, the very end, David Lynch. George Lynch, he's the guitar player. Yeah. Anyways, David Lynch. At the very end of the movie, there's like an absolute ascension of noise to the point you want to turn off your TV, and that's what I had in mind, and I think we outdid Lynch, man.
There you go.
So you're welcome.
That's a big step.
You're welcome.
Maybe not George, but David for sure. Yeah.
What about the writing process? Like, what's that writing process like with you guys? Is it just you writing? Do you guys all write collaboratively? I can't even say that word.
It's a hard word. Yeah, it's super hard word.
Well, Luke comes with the song, so he can. Yeah, start with him.
I come up with some stuff, or you sometimes like we'll have like a riff or something and we'll jam on that, but I write the lyrics and the melodies and stuff, and we kind of talk about most aspects of it, and the devil is in the details of arrangement, so that's kind of what we focus on as a group, to make sure that the songs fucking rip and that there's no fat on anything. We'd rather have a 2-minute song that we could have stretched out to 3 minutes, but we don't do that. We don't waste your time. The Dirty Nil does not waste your time. We give you the goods. Nice. So you can get back to Instagram or whatever you got to do with your day. But I mean, we put in a lot of hours together to just make sure that we can back up the statement that we are the greatest rock and roll band in the world.
Right. And this drops on the 14th of September on Dine Alone Records. You guys have been, you mentioned it earlier, you guys have been touring a lot in the last couple years. So are you guys gonna, once this album drop, is that what your life is gonna be like? Is that just gonna be tour?
Pretty much, yeah. We're gonna rent Aerosmith's private plane, and we're just gonna hit everything.
Perfect.
Everywhere. Out there.
Yeah, they can come too if they want.
Aerosmith?
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, I get it. They can come.
Like, they can't play, but they can at least hang.
They can watch and learn, but we're gonna go. We're gonna go hard until one of us dies, and I'm not saying who it's gonna be, but it's probably gonna be me.
Yeah.
Now.
Yeah. I'm not gonna die, but
you're gonna live forever.
So that's narrowing it down for you guys, but yeah, like when this record comes out, nobody's gonna be dining alone anymore, if you know what I mean.
Oh shit!
Yeah.
Think about that one.
The whole interview.
You've been thinking about that one.
He's been sitting on that for 2 weeks, ladies and gentlemen.
Literally sitting for 2 weeks.
Now, you guys have had the pleasure of experiencing Warped Tour a few times. unfortunately, this is the last year for Warped Tour. But as an artist, as musicians, what has Warped Tour meant to you guys?
It has meant heat, dust, and children with e-cigarettes walking around with "Suck My Fuck" T-shirts. That is my accurate description. That is the first thing that I think about when I think of the Warped Tour. I also think about Monster Energy Tour water. So this is fucking brilliant advertising. They give you a case of water every day, but it's in Monster Energy drink cans. So the kids, they were getting all jacked up on the green shit, but we're just drinking water. So all the kids go out and they put their e-cig down for a second, their cotton candy nicotine, and they get themselves a Monster Energy drink. So kudos to some absolutely hideous but effective advertising from Monster.
Yeah. Warped Tour was fun. Made a lot of friends that I'll never forget. But it was hot.
You did a lot of gambling.
I did a lot of gambling, actually. I made some money on that tour, so thanks to everybody.
It only counts as winnings.
Thanks to everybody who played dice with me. Yeah. No, I was up.
Ross, were you in the band when this
Shortly
was
after
happening?
he joined.
Yeah.
Oh man.
When they were on Warped Tour, let me think. I was probably sitting, practicing my scales, rapping a little bit. But yeah, if Warped Tour ever decides to come back after this year, if they take a year off, 5 years off, let's just get back at it. Let's get back on the Warped Tour.
Want a whole case of that Monster Energy Tour water. There's one sitting on my mantle at home. That's my souvenir of the Warped Tour. Yeah.
Monster, give me the real stuff.
All right, guys. Well, thanks for hanging out with me. New album drops September 14th. It's called
Master Volume.
And thanks for checking them out. This is the Dirty Nil and Rob with Front Row Live.